The world is changing rapidly, slowly, noticeably, unnoticeably. Right now, across the globe, temperatures are rising, wildfires are spreading, and extreme weather events are becoming the new normal. Oceans are warming, glaciers are melting, and communities are being displaced by floods and droughts. This is not a distant threat. It's happening now, and it's affecting our entire planet. In this film, we explore not only what is happening, but how we got here. Climate change didn't arrive overnight. It has been building for decades and ignored by many. The signs have always been there, in the data, scientists, and stories. Yet somehow, we continue to look the other way. This is a story about destruction, awareness, responsibility, and action. It's about the truth we can no longer deny, and the future we still have the power to shape.
Climate change didn't begin with melting glaciers or with rising tides. It began with coal, steam, and the Industrial Revolution. In the mid-19th century, humans began fueling machines with fossil fuels, unknowingly starting a whole new era of pollution. As factories began to roar to life, and trains started to carve paths through cities and countryside, carbon was pumped into the sky in quantities that the Earth had never seen or felt the impact of before. The planet's atmosphere will be drastically altered for the future and for the years to come. During the 20th century, the signs began to become very prevalent. A growing environmental consciousness began to emerge. Earth Day was born, and more people started to question the cost of industries. But even earlier, scientists had sounded their quiet alarms. Carbon dioxide levels were rising, and subtle shifts began to occur in the Earth. Polar regions started to shift, and overall, it hinted at bigger changes coming ahead. The early efforts just weren't quite enough. Industry began to grow faster than regulation ever could. Emissions outpaced awareness. Each time we found a possible solution, we already moved past it and needed something even better. The gap continued to widen, and the gap between consequence and action widened, pulling us further away from combating climate change. Today, climate change is no longer distant. From the floods that spoiled towns in Pakistan to the relentless wildfires in California, the impacts of climate change are apparent, and they are caused by the price tags of everyday life. These are no longer isolated disasters. They're the direct result of decades of unchecked dangers. Across the globe, the human toll is beginning to increase. Millions have been forced to flee their homes due to drought, storm surges, crop failures, and more reasons due to climate change. Entire communities are being erased. Ecosystems are beginning to collapse under pressure. Food and water insecurity are growing. Overall, the climate crisis isn't a futuristic problem. It's become a problem right under our faces. These events have become the new normal. What used to be considered rare, it's now routine. Find every storm, every scorched landscape, every drought, and every empty shelf is a story of a planet being pushed to its extreme limits. Whether we realize it or not, we are all part of this unfolding reality.
By the year 2100, the Earth could warm by over 4 degrees Celsius. Coastal cities could vanish beneath the sea, their streets flooded, their landmarks erased. Extreme weather, once considered rare, could become the norm. Heat waves, hurricanes, and droughts may intensify beyond what we've ever known. From coral reefs to ice caps, these could be gone and may not survive the human race. These are not just predictions. They are scenarios that could unfold within our lifetimes. The science is clear, and the consequences are real and looming, but there is still a chance to avoid this future. If we act now, we can still save what remains and secure a livable world for our generations to come.
But this story isn't just a warning, it's a call to action. While it may seem too late, there are signs of hope. Nations are mobilizing. Through the Paris Agreement, groundbreaking policies like the Green New Deal, and global innovations in renewable energy such as wind and solar farms, sustainable farming with more sustainable practices, and carbon capture, which is the process of trapping carbon dioxide and turning it into fuel or storing it deep underground, along with many more efforts, which means there is still hope. Around the globe, bold ideas are reshaping the way we live, build, grow, and connect. New technologies are facing the ugly future and making it better. Cities are transforming their infrastructure and communities are bettering their very own future because it ultimately comes down to how each and every person chooses to live. Change doesn't just come from governments or corporations, it begins with us. Switch to renewables. Eat less meat. Vote with your wallet at the ballot box. Talk about it. Be inconvenient. Spread the news to family and friends and be heard. The climate crisis is not a future event. It is now, all around us, but we still have the power to shape what comes next. Every choice we make, from the policies we support to the small actions we take every day, shapes the future. Every conservation effort, every movement towards sustainability is a step towards a better world. This is our shared moment in history. The question isn't whether we can change, it's whether we will. The future is in our hands.